coming to you live on KYCA 1490 and on FM 103.5. You can also live stream us on video, KYCA Radio Facebook page, and on kyca.info, or go to our website, drivetimeaz.com, and just click on the Listen and Watch Live button. That's drivetimeaz.com. Once you're on the website, you can click on any of the host company logos, and that will take you straight to their website so you can find out more information about them. And our co-hosts are not just automotive experts, they own local businesses, so make sure that you are supporting your local businesses. They volunteer to spend every Saturday morning helping you out with any automotive issues, so please feel free to call in. This is your show. We will do our best to answer any questions you have. The phone number to call is 928-541-1016. Again, that's 928-541-1016. Queue up those questions, but first, I would like to introduce our panel. We have Angela with Comparion Insurance joining us today.
Good morning.
Our co-host Shannon with Prescott Valley Transmissions. Thank you so much, Shannon, for
Good
being
morning.
here. And then we have Ashley Walsh, who comes to us from AutoWorks. You don't find jerks at AutoWorks.
Good morning.
And Ashley has some good news to share with us. Do you want to share?
I have officially graduated from being an automotive technician and lube tech to a certified sales advisor.
Yay! That's awesome. Congratulations, Ashley. That's so awesome. Oh, we're so excited for you.
It's been a nice starting journey. My hands are clean when I go home. And that's kind of lovely.
That is nice.
Oh, that's
How
awesome.
did you get that? Because I'm not even a tech and my hands are still dirty when I go home.
I think it's because I'm not diving into it the way I used to. I used to like bathe my hands in the oil. So instead of lotion, I would just use engine oil.
That's awesome. We also have sponsors Mark Kroll, Southwest Truck and RV, where they don't sell them, they fix them, gas or diesel. They'll keep you rolling with the right job done right at the right price. And then Louis Gomez with Prescott Tire Pros and Auto Service, where they don't just sell tires, but they can take care of just about anything auto related. And I know Louis is right now currently looking for techs. So if you know anyone out there who might be interested in talking with Louis, send them to Prescott Tire Pros and check it out. Don't forget, gentlemen and ladies, this is your show, so give us a call, 928-541-1016, and we are going to go ahead and get this show rolling. And I will admit, Shannon came prepared today.
She really did.
We always come prepared, but today she really came prepared.
I feel like I was back in high school writing a report. That's how much information
But
I
you know
collected.
what? This is important information, and we were talking about it a little bit in the lobby, because honestly, we could fill the entire hour with amazing tips about keeping ants off your hummingbirds and, hummingbird feeders and just many different things. That being said, these are some excellent tips that really will affect your bottom line when it comes to your budget, your household, this kind of thing. So do you want to go ahead?
And I want to talk about this because I've actually had several people in the shop lately who've bought a car from a private owner and are not aware of the safety recalls that are on the vehicle.
Ooh.
Safety
Something
recalls
you
are
should
important.
always check.
And I know, Ashley, this is a serious thing.
It's a serious thing, and
it's not always on
issue.
a Carfax. Am I correct? So, like when you
Correct.
buy when I bought my used car, I did the Carfax. I took it to my mechanic for this exact reason, because my mechanic should know what most of the recalls are. Not every mechanic does, though, so do your own due diligence.
Do your own duty. Like, just when I was doing my research, I went on Dodge Mopar's website. I put in my VIN, and there were 3 safety calls on my truck. But because Dodge services my vehicle, they tell you right there if the recalls have been completed or not completed. And so then I went through everyone's website, and every major dealer has a website. You just pop on there, put your VIN in. It'll list all the recalls. It'll tell you if things are available to take care of it.
Okay.
And I know right now all of the manufacturers are experiencing some issues and things happen.
Yep.
Every year we're trying to improve on vehicles. So new parts, new transmissions, new engines, new braking systems, new computer systems.
A lot.
They don't always have an immediate fix, but it is important. You want to stay in touch with your dealer, and they're great. Like my service advisor over at Dodge is Jake. And he was, when I picked up my truck, he's like, yep, 3 safety calls, Shannon. They were all taken care of. You are up to date on everything. So if you're not sure what to do, call your local dealer.
Mhm.
Talk to someone in service. They will help you.
Right. So you're saying before you buy that car, get the VIN number, pop it in
Before
there.
you
right,
do,
for the
or
private
if
party.
you really want the car and you buy it, as soon as you get it home, check that out and get on there. And it's a quick call. Safety recalls are free. You don't get charged for that. It's all covered by the manufacturer.
Okay.
So it's not an out-of-pocket expense
think
because
That just goes hand in hand with do your research before buying any vehicle, no matter whether it's a private dealer, your dad,
Yeah.
or a shop.
Take someone take someone you know, and if the person selling the vehicle privately says no, you can't buy another car.
well, and we all move too. So I
That's
mean,
true.
the manufacturers try to stay up with you and
Yep.
send you the alerts, but when you move, things get lost in the mail.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily
So
that
true.
person's fault, but just be aware of what's going on and stay on top of it.
That's good information.
It's very good information. Speaking of Dodge, did you all know that Hulk Hogan, those were his 2 favorites, Dodge and Plymouth? And he
You're gonna make me
collected
cry on air.
1969 Plymouth Roadrunner and a 1968 Dodge Charger RT, which was my cousin Stephanie's first car. That Dodge Charger. Love that car. I know. Sorry, I have to share the fun facts, and that wasn't so fun. It was kind of sad. I'm so sorry, Ashley.
It's okay. I'm just crying over here.
Oh,
He was just a
Yes.
staple in my childhood. So.
yeah, for sure. But that's really good information. Is there any recall out there now that we specifically should be looking at, or ones that are? I know for a while there, Toyota was obviously making the news with certain recalls that were going on, and I could hear my parents in my head. This is why we tell you don't buy brand new. It gives them a chance to get the recalls out there for you to find out what needs to be fixed, what needs to be looked at.
Everybody's got a recall out.
Everyone.
And it's just because
Okay.
we're always trying to improve the vehicle. You know, it's a learning thing. And everyone's got something out right now. Be aware of them. A lot of them don't have fixes right now. So the best thing to do is call
Okay.
your local dealership and be like, okay, I understand there's not a fix. What is the recommendation? And there's also some, if your dealer cannot do it and say you've already paid to have it fixed, you still need to reach out to them, because if it is a safety recall, a lot of manufacturers will reimburse you for getting it fixed.
Oh.
You may not get all the money you spent, but they will do something to help you out.
Okay. I
It's
didn't know
true.
that.
But there's brake issues right now. There's valve body issues in transmissions in some of the newer vehicles. You just need to be aware of what's out there.
Yep.
Our young lady that was in was very excited. She had just bought her first car. She was 17. And we did a whole check for her, and everything was great. But when I was going through all the stuff, I noticed there was a couple of safety recalls. Nothing crazy, something about a blinker and a seat belt. But we let her know, gave her the information so she could call the local dealer and get it taken care of. It was a free fix, and a lot of people don't know that is a free fix. That is not money out of your pocket,
Because it's a safety recall.
because it
Yeah.
is a safety. The National Highway Safety has said, hey, we see an issue. You
This
guys
needs to
need
be
to take
taken
care
care
of.
Yeah.
So just be aware of it.
Yeah.
And understand
know.
we're all learning. We're trying.
That was like my horn when it kept going off in my
Yeah.
Hyundai Elantra. Everyone kept flipping me off, and I'm like, it's not me. Both hands are on the wheel. I promise. I'm not that much of a jerk. All right, we are going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we can take some calls about anything automotive, 928-541-1016. And we are going to talk tips about driving through back-to-school zones. Welcome back to Drivetime AZ live on KYCA Radio and streaming with video on kyca.info and KYCA's Facebook page. Don't forget you can give us a call at 928-541-1016. We are taking calls, and I have brought some information about back to school driving tips. It's that time of year. We're all talking about it during the break, how it's crazy. I remember when school started after Labor Day. That's how old I am.
Me too.
And then I remember when they shifted that, and my mom and dad were railing about it. Not because they weren't excited that we would go back to school, because every parent's like, thank God the kids are going back to school. But they were railing about it because we lived in Phoenix, and it's hot.
Hot. Yeah, I agree.
Hot. So were they going to keep us hydrated? And they were just a little... And riding on that school bus, I don't know, there's never another feeling that can describe bare legs on vinyl seats in Phoenix, Arizona. 3rd-degree burns. It's ridiculous. But it is true. A lot of people do not know safety when it comes to school zones and how to handle even a school bus. I know because my mom got 2 tickets within 1 week. Sorry, Mom, telling your stories. But she got 2 tickets in 1 week because she forgot to stop for, and it wasn't that she forgot, she just didn't see it. But you're supposed to be paying attention, and even if it is a 6-lane highway, unless there's a divider in the middle of that highway, you are required to come to a stop.
Yes.
When there's flashing lights, if you see a school bus just driving, obviously you don't need to slam on your brakes, but when that
No,
little
but you
stop sign
do
goes
need to
up-
stop when that sign comes out, because all of my
100%.
grandbabies are little, so they're all
Yes.
in school. So I worry, and they all ride a bus.
Yeah.
Well, and some of those bus stops are in what I would call precarious
Area.
areas.
Locations, yeah.
I'm like, who picked this? You know, like I want to meet the person. But there was probably a rhyme or reason we just don't understand. So just please be
aware.
aware. Yeah, be aware of that. And then honestly, slow down. I know that, well, I have a bit of a lead foot. Okay, it's out. My
Me
secret's
too.
out. My
Me
secret's
too.
out. But I would, on neighborhood streets, I always get afraid of hitting humans and or pets. And then there's just certain things that you should always slow down for, and a school bus is definitely one of them.
And just be mindful. The kids are excited. They're going back to school to see their friends, so they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
No.
You
They
have to
just
be-
saw Holly across the street, you
Yeah,
know?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I will admit too, when you're stopped in the crosswalk, like pay attention to those crossing guards. Didn't we have one that got hit? I think it was in Phoenix. But okay, they survived, but still,
But,
you
yeah.
don't want to hear about.
No, and they
Someone who's-
volunteer. They're
They
out
do.
Yeah,
there.
they're not getting
Yeah.
paid to do that. They're just being helpful.
Yep.
Yeah. Slow down.
And
Pay
that's a
attention.
dangerous job to volunteer and potentially get taken out by someone. So please pay attention to them. Watch. And then I love that it says no. Just know that the sound of your vehicle is much louder. And that if you have tunes going or if you have, so you just don't always. I know there's been a lot of people that I've seen where I'm like, why are you not getting over? I've been hearing that ambulance for the last half a mile and and they're just driving along do. So but we all have different levels of hearing, and then of course different levels of how we play our music in our car. So be checking those mirrors. And then I love it says focus. That's the last tip. Please put down your cell phone.
Please.
Don't hands free. And if you ever want to tune in, Mythbusters has a hilarious show about that where they talk about the difference between drunk drivers and people on their cell phone, and the drunk drivers scored better than
Oh,
the
wow.
people on their cell phone.
Scary.
It is very scary. So just be aware that it really, really does affect the way that you drive your vehicle and the safety. And so our kids are precious to us, so we need to make sure we're taking care of them. And then I thought if you'd like to talk a little bit about when you get a ticket in a driving zone, isn't it twice?
Yeah.
I should know because
it's
I
a lot
did.
more.
I did get a ticket
In
a
the school zone. Yeah. They're
So
more
how does
expensive.
it affect your insurance? I mean, because it's 2 times the fine, right?
It's 2 times the
Double.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it means
It's-
double the points.
and then yes, so the points will also be, and so you always just be careful in school zones. The kids are important.
And be careful
Don't-
even if they're not actively marked. Because I came to a stop and this cop decided to go ahead and still treat it as a school zone, even though school was not in session.
Oh,
So,
Just be aware.
Just
Our
be aware.
kids are out there running.
yeah.
yeah.
They're all going back to school. It's going to be crazy next week when they all head back. And it's not just our little ones, our high school kids, our junior high kids. They're all going back and they're all excited to see their friends. And
Yep.
that's where their focus is.
Exactly.
And make sure you leave a little bit earlier if you
Oh,
drive.
yeah.
Yes. Or if you know the drop-off roads, just
Avoid
know
them.
the routes to get around those,
Yeah.
so you don't have to road rage in the
A
process.
lot of them are. Thank you. A lot of them are posted. They'll tell you like where those are, so you can skirt them if you need to. But yeah, don't road rage through school zones.
No,
Not cool.
not at all.
Not cool.
Those parents are just as frustrated as you are, I promise.
I was just gonna say that is one of the tips that they had for just parents out there was observe the directions on where to drop off safely, because not everyone rides the school bus to school. There are a lot of schools out there that have parent drop off, and that line can be crazy too. So, and I'm sure I know when I worked at the Montessori school, we had some interesting encounters.
Yes.
We'll just leave it at that.
I know when I took Braden to school, I would sit in that drop off pickup line 20,
Oh yeah.
30 minutes. And there's just so many of them. So you just sit back and relax.
Yeah, that's right. Put on some good tunes. Have a granola bar.
Take a deep breath.
You know, exactly.
Relax.
A little afternoon snack while you're waiting.
Yep.
All right. Well, I was just recently in New Mexico, and they had some beautiful monsoon storms, and it brought to mind monsoon driving tips. So that is another thing that I brought for us to talk about. I don't know if any of you have ever had that experience of driving through a monsoon storm. It's different in every state.
It's scary.
Is. It really is. And dust is different than rain.
It is. If you've lived in Phoenix, the
Oh.
Great Haboob, we all know. But
Sorry.
those are all things you need to
So
be
true.
aware of.
100%.
Yep.
And people don't understand how quickly they come on.
Yeah,
and
they
how
come
much
out of
they
nowhere.
Reduce visibility. It does reduce visibility. So just making sure that you are that you're paying attention. So when it does happen, it's not like there's sirens that go off. Like when you're in the Midwest and there's a tornado coming, you know there's a tornado coming for the most part.
You've been warned.
That's right. You have been warned. Everyone within a 20-mile radius knows. But with our dust storms or the haboobs, it just boom, all of a sudden out of nowhere you hear a little grit hitting the windows, and you can't see, and what is all of this going on? It can be hard on your air filters
Yes.
for your vehicles. So if you are in one, you may want to replace.
Can be
shortly
hard on your
after.
windshields,
And
too.
if you cannot see, you
So
need
true.
to pull over.
right.
And you need to turn off your lights. Do not leave your lights on.
Because when you leave your lights on, so this was a thing. I asked this question of some people, and they're like, no, I leave my lights on so people know I'm there. And I said, yes, but when it's poor visibility, now they think you're moving.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're much more likely to hit you. That's why if you can pull safely over and turn those lights off,
Yep.
or if you want to put your hazards on, then at least people will know that you're
Yes.
slowing and or
But
stopped.
not all lights.
No.
Because it does. In a
It
storm
really
like
looks
that,
like
it
that.
really looks like you're driving down the road
Yeah.
and you're just going really slow.
I pulled over in the parking lot a couple years ago. Instead of the highway, I just pulled over in the parking lot because I couldn't
Safely.
see. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to wait here. I'm just going to sit here
I've
and wait.
done that
Yeah.
when we've had a bad rainstorm.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much better.
I'll
to do
pull
that.
over. I can't see.
100%. It's when you're in doubt, just wait it out. That's what they say. When in doubt, wait it out. And I think that that's actually really smart for any of us to observe, because it's not worth the potential accidents.
Nope.
It's definitely not worth the points on the license and or the financial responsibility
it's
that
not.
you have if you're in that. And I love it when it says pull off to the right as far as possible. So when we say pull off the road, the left shoulder is not an option. Please
Go
to
right.
the right, to the right.
To the right.
Maybe in England you would pull to the left, but here you're going to pull to the right. It does say that you want to set your parking brake, turn your lights off and set your parking brake. It just helps reduce the chance that other drivers are going to hit you, and the parking brake is just added safety if you do accidentally get hit. So please stay buckled. Like, we pull over and we automatically think,
Take off your seatbelt.
yes,
No, leave it
and
on.
some people, I love them, they're very brave, they decide to get out.
Yeah, no.
Please
No,
don't
no,
do
no,
that.
no.
That's not
That's
a
scary.
thing. That's not a thing. Don't get out of the vehicle. And then I have to point this out just because we did see this. There was a young girl who was killed a few years ago, or 2 years ago, I think, in Cottonwood when this happened. But do not cross a flooded wash.
No.
Any place
Oh.
that says do not cross when flooded, I don't care how high the water is and how big your vehicle is. She was in a 4-wheel drive, so you would think it would have been fine. But water is incredibly powerful.
Yes.
And so you just really, really need to be careful with that. We will be back with more tips and hopefully sage advice after this break. Welcome back to Drivetime AZ Live on KYCA Radio and streaming with video on kyca.info and KYCA's Facebook page. Don't forget you can give us a call at 928-541-1016 with any questions that you might have. And before we went to the break, we were talking about crossing flooded washes. And I just want to remind everyone we are living in the great state of Arizona, which has a stupid driver law. I think it's called stupid driver or idiot driver.
Turn around, don't drown.
Yes. So when we say that, we mean that if we have to come and rescue you
Yeah, you're going to
because
pay
you
for
did
it.
something, then you will pay for the
Stupid
rest.
motorist law.
That's
There
it.
is.
There
Yes.
it is. Thank you. I knew that you would. I should have known you would know. But I felt bad because I didn't want to say, like, you are stupid. It's just you did something. We've all been there. We've all been that person. So don't be that person. Turn around, don't drown. And then the last one that they said was there's road closed signs. And they do. There's a lot of places, even in Phoenix, where they're near washes, or like my grandma's old stomping ground at 20th and Coulter, just south or north of Camelback there. It used to be an actual canal, and then they came in, filled it in, built houses. Well, guess what? Every monsoon, for my little kid heart, it was awesome because we'd get to get up at like midnight and we'd go over to Grandma and Grandpa's and we'd get to sweep all the water off so that their house didn't get flooded. And as a little kid, I thought that was the coolest thing.
It can happen anywhere. I think it's been a while. I'm going to age myself here. Maybe 11, 12 years ago when I was still working in Phoenix.
Yeah.
The 10 flooded. Does anybody remember that?
100%.
And I was on the 10 on my way to Mesa to go to work. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So it can happen anytime, anywhere.
Anywhere.
You are in a dry desert. Rain comes down hard and fast. People in Australia can relate to. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's that kind of thing. So just being aware of that and knowing. And if traffic lights are out, then every intersection should be treated like a 4-way stop.
Exactly.
Be polite, go slow, try to keep that road rage in check.
We all have somewhere to be. Keep that in mind. You're
Yep.
not the only one who has somewhere to
Yes.
go.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when you see that person speeding, I always try to remind myself, I'm like, maybe they're going to see like a loved one in the hospital, or
You're too
And that-
nice
that
about
on
may
the
it.
bright
not,
side.
that may not be the
I
truth,
have
but
to
it
remind
helps
myself
me.
it's not a race.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
helps
racing
me.
them. That's not them calling me out.
I
Slow
know.
down.
They might be the biggest jerk on earth. I don't know. But it helps me control my, because like I said, hot foot and then profanities. So you just have to be careful. Just have to be careful. All right. So I would like to share another fun fact. We talked about Hulk Hogan earlier.
I know.
Am I
Stop.
going to make you cry with this one?
Probably.
Probably.
Well, I was given this fun fact this morning, and I just want to share this with you. Ozzy Osbourne got his first driver's license at the age of 60 years old, and it took him 19 tries.
Really?
Yes.
I had no
Oh, I
idea.
had
That's so
no
awesome,
idea.
and it
And
makes
his-
me love him more.
Right?
know. Well, and I also love this too. His driving life was short-lived because Sharon, shortly after that, took his driver's license away.
Hey, but at least he
He
got
did.
one.
He
did.
Okay,
He went
we
for
got
it.
one.
He went for it.
Wow.
And I
That's-
think that's important. You have to be able to go for things like this, and
age is just a number.
it really is.
It really is.
But no, when the license has to go away.
I was
It's
gonna
the
say
important-
it's just a number, but
You
you,
know,
still gotta
when
know
my
when those
grandma
eyes are
lost
done.
her
Yeah.
keys, my mom said, "Please, nobody help her find them."
Yeah.
And that's the way
Just
we
be
handled
aware.
that.
My mom, I love her, but she lives with me. And when she moved back in with me, she was living in a yoga community in Springfield, Missouri. So, like, it's all dirt roads.
Yeah.
The store was down the road. They less than a mile. And then when she moved in, she's like, "Well, I really want to get a car." And my mother is going to be 73. And I'm like, "Not in Arizona. You have not driven in this
It's
state
very different.
in
Yeah.
like 8 years. It's not like driving in a little country town."
No,
No.
where you're safe in a golf cart. Like it's.
I
not-
got her a golf cart. She can cruise the whole neighborhood.
There you
in
see.
it.
There you
go.
go.
She's got some freedom.
There you go. That's the way to do it. I absolutely love that. Okay, well,
That's perfect.
I have another topic. Did you have anything else you wanted to share on recalls?
I don't, but I know Angela wants to share a couple of things with
That's
us.
right.
Yes.
Important
Yes.
things
I
that
was
we
gonna
all
say
need
we're
to
headed
know.
towards insurance, so perfect.
Yep. So I had a client who was a Drivetime listener. He is my client. He came into the office this week to tell me he was rear-ended. So the lady in the back hit him, which made him hit the person in front of him and the other car. So the lady hit 3 cars basically. He said she wants to pay out of pocket. She doesn't want her insurance to go up, which she's right. She's got an agent like me who's tell her, hey, don't file claims if you don't have to. And if the damages are minor and they don't have, she just fixed some bumpers and stuff, that would be okay. But I told him, slow down. You want to make sure did you get her license plate, like pictures, the other witnesses, because that lady could tell you that at the scene. And then she could just, if you didn't get enough information on her, and then there you are fixing your own bumper if the person gave you false information. So
Well, isn't
Just-
it the person who started the accident is responsible for all cars, right?
yes, when you
So
rear end in
that's
Arizona.
a lot of money out of her pocket.
It is.
So make sure you have your information.
Yes, because in Arizona, when you rear end, you're responsible for all the cars. Even though the second car, you didn't actually hit it,
Yeah, it doesn't
you made
matter.
them all hit each other.
Domino
So,
effect.
yeah, so she's going to be paying for 3 bumpers and or whatever else, in the crunch. So she might not want to use her insurance, is what I told him. It's going to get expensive really fast because $1,000 a bumper is easily that. So I said, you need to make sure that if she doesn't follow through, that you had her insurance information from the beginning so that you can go to the police station and then you make a police report and then that way you can file your claim against her.
That's a good idea too, with the whole taking a picture of sure, I'll let you do it, but I'd like a picture of your license plate.
Yes, because people can just write down anything. Oh, here's my
Oh
name.
yeah,
Here's my
they'll
number. It
ghost
could
you.
be-
It happened to my husband.
Yeah, so don't let that happen. Like take pictures of the license plates and the
Yeah.
cars and the
And he was trying to be a nice guy, and I love that about him.
Yeah.
He was just trying to be kind, but it did mess with his truck, and now the whole back end won't come down unless we get out a screwdriver. Anyways, it's fine.
yeah.
It's just we learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah. But if anyone's ever injured, that's where I tell my clients, file a claim. That's what you have your insurance for. You don't want to be messing around going, oh, especially if you've seen like, oh, this person got out of the car, they're in the ambulance. Like that's when you want to use your insurance. That's when you use it. You don't, the little bumper thing, if that's all that happened and no one was hurt, that's fine if she wants to do it that way. You just have to know though, when someone does something out of pocket and you're not using the insurance, anything that happens later down the road to your car, like as a result of that, that person isn't going to go pay for it. You know, so that's why it's important to use your insurance when you need to, because everything gets inspected and looked at.
So if it's a serious, like we're going to have to replace the whole bumper, maybe run it through insurance. But if you've got that little scuff scrape of paint, yeah, let's buff that out for you. But know that if a month down the road the bumper falls off,
yes,
you're out
because you didn't use insurance. So then you're going back to the lady.
So be
and
aware of that.
Exactly. So when you use insurance, I tell people you sign waivers, right? Through all these claims, you sign off on stuff. I was paid the following. Okay. When you sign off on that, the insurance company, that helps you not get someone coming after you again for that thing. So using your insurance is important because you want to, all the signatures and the legalness of it all is there.
Okay. All right. We are going to go ahead and take a quick break, and we will be right back. Give us a call at 928-541-1016 with any questions. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Drivetime AZ, live on KYCA Radio and streaming with video on kyca.info and KYCA's Facebook page. If you have a question for anything automotive related that you'd like to give us a call, 928-541-1016. We are here to answer your questions. And I just wanted to share one more fun fact. Giving back in 2020, Hulk Hogan auctioned off his iconic red and yellow Dodge Viper to benefit the 50 Legs Foundation, a charity that provides prosthetics to amputees. And I thought that was just kind of a
Are you
speaks
trying
to his character.
make us all
I know.
Somebody give me a
fun.
tissue.
That's a very
I'm going to
sweet
call
gesture.
them sort of fun facts this morning. And Angela, you had some more information to share with us about
Yes.
how we handle certain things when we move to a new area.
Yes, we were all just talking. There's always new people moving here. We're all constantly meeting them at our businesses. So when you're new to the area and you're moving here, you're gonna, coming from wherever. You got to get your new license, your registration. What you want to do is go to motor vehicle first. You want to go to motor vehicle, get your license, get your registration, get yourself in their database, the Arizona Motor Vehicle Database, because all insurance companies share electronically with the motor vehicle department. So if you go there and get in there first, and then you go see your insurance agent, which you can call me at 928-379-4262
Perfect.
for free quotes. Then what happens is you're in the database. So when I give you your insurance, it's going to seamlessly go right to motor vehicle. And so you have 15 days to prove it. And instead of going to an agent first, then you're not in the motor vehicle database. So now there's nothing to attach your insurance to. So go to motor vehicle first and then get with an insurance agent to switch your insurance.
Okay.
And that is so important because a no insurance ticket is not cheap.
It's not.
I don't
No, it's
know,
not.
but I've heard that, but it is. I mean,
You're 100% telling the truth. I
Yes.
had that one time. I just didn't have proof of insurance in my car.
Yep.
And I had gotten it in the mail and set it on the table and not been a responsible adult and put it in my vehicle or on my person. And so I got pulled over. So I still got ticketed for it. And the bill that I got in the mail was somewhere around $600 if I couldn't prove that I had insurance, which I
There's
did.
like 1,000
but
now.
then,
Yeah,
well, and
it's at
now
like
it's like a
1,000.
hassle. I mean, to me, then it's like that whole like take care of it now thing, or do what I had to do, and you have all these extra steps that you have because now I had to go to court. I had to
Yep.
prove I had insurance. And
Get
it
a
was
call and get.
a
So
pain.
and also if
Time
you
is
have a
money.
company, load the app because then you'll always have your
Yes,
insurance
that's
card
what
with
I
you.
have now.
If you're old school and you like it printed,
I'm
I'll still print
spoiled.
it for you. It's not a big thing, but you can put it on the app so you always have it in case so you don't forget to put it
And
in the
I
car.
will admit, I do have it printed because one time I had the app
And it didn't
and I
work.
was traveling for work, and I thought, oh my gosh, if I get pulled over, my phone's dead.
I can't prove
Like I
it.
did,
Yeah.
and so I was like, charge,
Have
charge,
both.
charge. Yeah, just because I mean, not that I planned on getting pulled over, but when you're on the 40, you never know.
You never know. Yeah. So yes, always make sure that you're putting your insurance cards in there. You can print them, app them, however you want to do them. Just don't and go on auto pay. A big thing, people. I know you don't like it, but go on auto pay because so many times people have come to me, older
I
people,
let it lapse.
and he got pulled over. He didn't know he didn't have insurance because he didn't get the bill in the mail, and then he got pulled over, didn't have insurance. He came to it's a whole. So go on auto pay because you never know if you're going to end up in the hospital, if you're going to have a family issue, you're not checking your mail. I strongly suggest everybody go on auto pay because then your insurance keeps on rolling because one day insurance lapse is going to cost you a bunch more money, just even one day in that database lapsing.
And if you're caring for an elderly parent,
Go
I
on.
highly suggest that you take care of it that way.
Yes.
Especially if they're continuing to drive.
Yes.
Because that's how my mom got protected from when my grandma was driving still at 90, 91. So
And if you have elderly parents, you should have an umbrella policy for them. Added coverage for another $1 million.
And you can give Angela a call and find out all about that
at 928-379-4262.
That's important.
Yeah.
To be able to talk to someone and get good advice. We were talking about dog bites earlier for that reason. So there's so many things. Call Angela. She'll help you out. Okay, so I wanted to share with you some myths that I found interesting because it's true. We all have our red cars cost
Get
more with
speeding tickets.
insurance. So if you're going to insure a red car, it's going to cost you more. And it's actually nothing to do with that. It's how do you drive? What is your age? How many miles are on the car? What's
Maybe if
the
it's a
size
red
of the
sports
en-
car.
Yeah.
Yes, people tell me my car's gray. I'm like, I don't need to know that.
Yeah. I mean, I
So-
appreciate that myth. It's kind of like the whole Tootsie Pop thing with this. If you had a shooting star, you got to go get a free one. And then you found out that wasn't a real thing.
I still try and collect the star.
Can I tell you? They always honored it. We'd ride
I
our
was
bike.
gonna say you just rode your bike
Up
to
to the-
Circle K,
And they
they
honored
gave
it.
you
A lollipop.
A lollipop.
They were probably eye rolling, going, "Fine,
They're
whatever.
like, just get 'em out of
Let's-
here."
Let's let them have their."
They're just kids.
That's right. Let's let him have this. We're gonna let him hold on to this little myth. Well, these are insurance myths, and I found the first one very interesting because this happens a lot at the BBB, where people automatically assume that uneducated and/or older people automatically fall for scams more, when really now the highest bracket of people falling for scams is age 18 through 24. And so this first myth, older drivers always pay more. And I thought, that's interesting.
So it's It's kind of true because when you're a teenager, you pay a lot, and then
Okay.
when you get in an older group, like 74 and over, you're just going to start paying like teenage rates again.
Okay.
Okay, yep, because your reaction time, you're in an age group, so they group people together like 70 to 74, and they see what these people are doing and how many accidents
As a
there.
whole.
So we're all in an age group category, no matter what insurance company you're with, and they
Okay.
look at the statistics of each age group.
Okay.
And so if your age group's not doing well, then your rates are going to be
Okay.
that rate.
Okay. It does say that it is true some seniors may suffer from that and be affected by that, but not all older drivers are going to pay more depending. And it probably depends on how
The
much
company.
you drive and the company.
Yes.
And your track record.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
You're-
yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't have incidents.
What are you trying to say?
That lead
Marilyn,
foot.
you're going to be paying. Calling me out.
We're not calling you out.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
okay. You can call me out. I can handle it. You got to know yourself.
It's okay. I'm calling myself out too.
I loved this. I don't want to say I loved this one, but I found them interesting. So, another myth: your credit history does not affect your insurance premium.
Oh, that's not true.
It does affect your insurance
It
premium
So,
because they figure the higher
'Cause
your
you're
credit score,
irresponsible.
the more responsible you are. The
Yeah.
lower your credit score, the less responsible. So it is a factor in your rates.
Okay,
Yep.
that's interesting and good to know, and especially for those younger students who are taking out school loans and they don't really necessarily know about school loans or compound interest. And
Your
all that,
education
and how it
level
affects you.
it too,
Yeah.
like high school diploma or no high school, associates, masters.
So get that GED. It'll
Yeah.
help. All right. Okay. So those are interesting things to know. We're going to talk about more myths when we get back. We will be right back. Welcome back to Drivetime AZ, live on KYCA Radio and streaming with video on kyca.info and KYCA's Facebook page. If you have a call, you can still squeeze one in, 928-541-1016. Give us a call with your questions. And the last myth that we're going to talk about today, personal auto insurance covering business use. And I know we have a lot of small businesses in our area, and you may own one truck, and that truck may be your personal, take your partner out for dinner, truck, and then you put a sticker on it or wrap it, and now all of a sudden
Wrap it up
it's,
and logo it.
I love it, and which is beautiful. But now you're driving a business vehicle, and personal insurance does not always cover, is what Angela was telling us.
Yes, it depends. Like
Okay.
if you're a plumber driving back and forth to people's houses and you're going to on-job sites, then you should have commercial insurance.
Okay.
If you're Shannon, because Shannon's more, she's not driving people around. She's not shuttling the she
She's
does
advertising her business while she drives to and from.
exactly. She's
work.
not really considered business use because she just takes herself and drives herself to the shop and home. She doesn't have clients in her car or from her business.
Okay.
So that's a difference. She can be on a personal auto policy, even though she has a wrap on her car, because she's just promoting her business. She's not actually going to and from job sites and putting people in her car like a realtor would.
In other words, she's driving to and from work.
Yeah.
to
She's a
the
commuter.
grocery store. She's not necessarily.
She's a commuter with her business logo on it. Yep.
Different when you're an electrician, a plumber,
Yes.
a contractor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and we do loaner cars, so we have a whole separate insurance for that.
For your
those.
business
That
insurance.
For
makes
the
sense.
business insurance where we will take a customer home or something, but it's completely separate. And I know this is a big thing with people.
Yeah. No,
That
you want to
is
be. And
huge.
you mentioned we were talking about Uber.
I was just
if you're
gonna
an
say Uber and Lyft,
or
how does
Lyft,
that
you
work?
need to tell your insurance carrier what you do with your car, because if you have that, you want to put an endorsement on there so that you have extra protection when that endorsement gets added. And then Shannon talked about the warranty.
Extended
Yes,
warranty
extended
companies,
warranty
if you
company.
are Uber or Lyft, they will not cover you. You need to be, even if you'd already purchased it and then you decided to become an Uber driver, you need to let them know.
Okay.
There are things they can do to work with you. But if you have a major repair, you don't want your car being declined because you've got a big Lyft sticker on it. And they will if they don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those are good advice. There's a lot of people out there side hustling with Instacart
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
Uber and DoorDash and all
Yep.
that kind of stuff. So be aware of that before you make that move. Okay, and then as we're headed back to school, we have one more really great tip today to talk about. Angela, take it away.
Sure. So all the kids, teenagers in high school might be driving to school for the first time this year, which is exciting. I remember that first
Scary.
time. Exciting,
Terrifying.
scary, yeah, scary for the parents. My advice is if you have a teenager, whether they're new to driving or they've been driving a couple years, you should look into your insurance, getting the programs like Progressives is called Snapshot. Liberty Mutuals is called DriveWise. There's all the different names of but it's basically just monitoring your child driving. So like if Ashley's daughter is going to start driving this next year, or two, it's a couple.
Years. Don't age too quickly
couple,
for me.
it'll be something that Ashley would be able to look at it on her app. So it's right on an app, and she's like, oh, today she had a hard braking incident. So it's a talking point to go, oh, hey, what happened? Why did you have to hard brake? Because obviously if you're hard braking, you might rear end somebody. So it's parents and kids being able to both see the app. If the kid has a phone, they can see it as well. And it saves money. If they're doing good at driving, it'll reward them. And it's better. It's just a way for parents to know what driving habits they're having.
We're all worrywarts. And you got to talk about this stuff.
You do. It's important. It's important to talk about your driving because they're sometimes not going to be with you. And then you can know, oh, I need to talk to them. They were accelerating too fast, So there's lots of things that are in there.
Well, I think it's just an added tip to all parents as well is how you're teaching your kid, who's teaching your kid to drive, and then
So important.
that is such an incentive base. Like Shannon was telling us earlier, like she used it as an incentive. You pay this much, your rates will be lower if you drive better,
And if they're having to make that part of that payment themselves and taking responsibility for it, it'll make
Our
it a little
kids
bit.
had to pay 50% of their car insurance.
I did too.
And I was worried about my youngest, so she got one in her car. And we let her know the better you drive, the cheaper insurance is.
That's so true.
Yeah, and it's good. It gives them a good starting point as driving, having that where you guys have the app to talk about it. You can see updates daily. You can do it every Sunday. You can, however you want to do it and manage it.
Well, it's so funny that you said the hard braking because that is my daughter's problem at this age on a golf cart. She just likes to slam on those brakes.
Yeah. She's learning.
And like, we're going to break you of that.
We're going to learn how to ease into the braking, how to let up off the gas and give yourself plenty of room so you don't have that domino effect.
Yeah, you're like, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, dashboard.
Well, and we have to remember there's a lot more cars on the road now than when we all learned how to drive.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Let's
very
be
true.
serious
Well,
about
you
this.
can't
So
just take
true.
them to an empty parking lot and teach them anymore.
No.
There's not
That's what
a
my dad
safe
did.
space to do that.
And I want to say shout out to Scotty for the earlier fun fact about Ozzy Osbourne getting his license at age 60. Shortly after he received his license, he crashed his chrome-wrapped Ferrari 458 Italia a low-speed rear ender, so he was fine. But that is our last fun fact of the day. And I just want to say thank you for joining us here at Drive Time Radio for the Ladies Show. Thank you so much, ladies, for all being here. We always have a great time. We hope you walked away with a little bit of knowledge and have a wonderful week.